Hello and welcome to my channel. For today's video, I will be showing you guys the art process for creating a VTuber. Now, to be honest, I've had to do several re-recordings of this because something wasn't saved, something wasn't go right, or I had to work around some of my challenges, but still nonetheless, I was able to record it somewhat okay. Now, to be honest, neither the one I'm drawing nor the one I'm using right now are my official VTubers, but I still managed to try to find my own one. I'm just playing with a whole bunch of different designs. So maybe in my next video, I will be able to show you that one. But yeah, for this one, I'm just rescaling and making sure the sketch works together. Now, as I do go for a full body sketch, I do not use full body for the avatar. The lower half of the body is simply just useless. And I know a lot of VTubers tend to do it, but I just want to let you know that the lower body really does not have to come with the VTuber. The one I'm using right now does not have a lower half of the body. It's just, hips and up. So in case you just want to, I wouldn't call it lazy it out, to be more efficient enough to not make an entire body for a little bit of movement, sure, go ahead. There's nothing really wrong with that. Now, for the rigging part, I had to watch so many tutorials to get the rigging correctly, to add it to OBS, and to put it in Live 2D. So the two VTubers that definitely would recommend using for an help would be Capico Channel and VTuber Senpai. Those two helped me tremendously because not only do they make it easy to understand, it's just not like a, you know how art books are where it's step 1, step 2, now step 64. They actually make sure they're going along the way to help and teach you how to rig your VTuber, which was a huge help, compared to other ones. I watched other ones, but like I said, super duper complicated. I would recommend these two if you're just getting started like me, because I'm simply was working on a dream and the idea that I could make a VTuber work. Now, to be honest, I kept getting fed up with the rigging of the VTuber, and this is because I tried to rig after I got off work, which never works well. So my piece of info, just do it when you have time. Do not try to rush it. I can be quite impatient. If I really want to do something, I'll do it. Doesn't matter if I have time, no matter if it's sloppy, I just want to get my hands to do it. But definitely take your time to understand what you're going to be doing, because once it messes up, you just want to quit the entire thing. And it turns out okay. As you see my VTuber right here, I have a little bit of glitches, but it turns out okay. It's not too bad. Now, I do skip ahead a little bit because who wants to watch over 40 minutes of me sketching, especially for a whole bunch of stuff that does not get included. For this character, I really wanted to lead into the crazy part of crazy draws. However, none of it made it through. So while in here she looks like a demon that came out of an asylum, the final product made her look a lot more girly. And this is just me getting line art, and the reason I say line art very loosely was because I personally found myself not needing any of my line art. I just used it to just map out where other stuff will go. But yeah, this over part felt like a useless step for me. Pretty useless in general. I know other VTubers, they do have line art, but for some reason I build better when my characters do not have it. So overall, this is just me getting some stuff down. Do I use any of it? No, it's just a waste of time when it comes to think about it. Well, not really a waste of time, but it was an extra step for absolutely no reason. Now, to talk a little bit about VTubers, I don't usually find myself watching VTubers. Now, I do have some exceptions, like my favorite VTuber being Kenji, obviously as a black person, but There's some other characters I like that I don't really watch them all the time, but I may watch a video of theirs once and really might enjoy it. Or I might find myself, just being chill with that VTuber. Maybe their content's cool, or I don't find myself, wanting to hate them. I guess that's the best way to put it. But yeah, and I don't know, making like a VTubers with my own art sounds super duper cool. Like I'm not paying thousands for somebody to do it, or not paying money for other people to rig it. And of course, if you do that, that's fine. Nothing wrong with it. But I just like the thought of making my own art for myself, especially with something like this. Just making your own art just sounds so cool and so fun, and it's definitely something I would personally like to do. And who knows, maybe if I work on my art skills and stuff, I'll maybe be one of those people making VTubers for other people. Definitely not right now though, so don't ask. But I just wanted to get to a point to where I'm more confident in my art. I do see differences in my art, especially now that you're making the move. I just like the thought that I'm improving slowly but surely. I mean, it's not as weird looking as it used to be, so I like to think I'm improving. And I guess that's better than nothing. Now, I know I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite when I do this, but I am definitely speeding this process up because you don't want to watch an hour of this, and I won't make you watch an hour of this. So what I'm doing, might not seem like it, is I'm sectioning off each major body part and just separating them together, but still making sure they cohesively look together in front of you. So even though it looks like one artist thing, it's actually a head, a neck, and a chest all on separate layers. And I will work on the highlighting and the shading completely differently before merging it onto that part of that body. I know it sounds super duper confusing, and it makes it even worse the fact that my huge head is covering what layers. But think of it as like you have different layers of like a burger. And even though it's all technically together, you have to make sure that each individual part is different. Like even for the arms, like for the part that's covered, I have to still make sure I add it because of the fact that it's separate from the clothing. Even though normally you will all just put the base color on one layer. And it's a very tedious process. I didn't believe it at first. When I first started making my own VTuber, I didn't do what Capico said, and I just put it all on one layer. So when I got it, it absolutely looked dumb, and I couldn't do anything, and it felt embarrassing. I had to go back and fix everything, but I learned my lesson. So this is me definitely telling you, separate things. Even if you think you don't want to move it, separate it. Like I said, I'm moving the legs, I won't move the legs, but separate it. Even the eyes, the layers are different eyes. Even the opening of the mouth, the hair, separate all of it, like just so you can be safe, dude. Because you will go in what's it called, live 2D, and you will look like an idiot when you're starting rigging, because nothing makes sense, nothing looks right, and it all looks terrible. On a side note, I was absolutely happy with the hair. Like the hair ate. The hair looks nice with the highlights and the blending. But yeah, even though it looks like it's all together, this is me blending it, just so when it moves, it still looks like, cohesively together. But yes, when I tell you to make sure that you separate each body part, I am not joking. I look like an idiot. And like I said, this was after work, so I was infuriated, so I just cut off the application and I went to bed. But even the eyeliner from the eye whites, make sure that they're different. The eyeballs, the highlighter of the eyes, make sure that they're different. And so I did this to make sure, and this was the only way it worked for me. I'm going to save you hours, I'm going to save you time, I'm going to save you days. Separate them. One thing I absolutely had fun with was making the back of the head for the VTuber character. Now, like I said before, you have to work as if you're drawing it by itself. So not only am I making the parts of the hair that's showing, I have to make the parts of the hair that is not. So this would mean the shadows, the full parts, just work as if you're just working with the full hair itself. I added so much detail to the hair. Maybe it's because I liked it so much. And always one thing I love about all VTubers is that how the hair is done, like it's so detailed, so shiny. And so I definitely wanted to make a character who embodies, perfect cute hair and stuff like that. Now I start working onto the clothes. Like I said, I'm even making the sleeves on different layers. I don't want them to be matching. I don't want to be touching the torso like that. And what I do with the torso, I make it blend a little bit with the bottom dress. This is so where the body bends, it don't look too weird like how my VTuber's acting now. Like I said, I had the misfortune of not blending while separating, so each VTuber is a learning process for me. This is why I decided to, wrap everything up and have you skip some of these awkward steps I made. But so yeah, this is me fixing what I effed up on. This is just me adding some of the stuff. I'm going back, taking off the line art. Like I said, the line art really did not help me. It's me taking off the line art and just making sure it looks cohesive without the dark lines around it. Now I'm not gonna lie, this took me 2 separate days to do. This right here, starting the line art of the character, this is a whole separate day. I got so tired, I just wanted to go to bed, take a nap, and rethink over what I was going to do for the character. After doing that, I decided to go back over and make the outside darker so it's like appears like line art, but it's not exactly the black that line art is, which definitely helped in the long run. It don't look as flat or awkward. Maybe it does. I might be a little bit delusional, but me going over it definitely felt like it helped to me. This is me just making the what would you call it? I wouldn't call it a necklace or like a little floof. It's just me making sure her stuff was right. Her legs, make sure it was shaded as well correctly. And I hadn't even started on the shoes. I did realize eventually that shoes needed to be done. But this is to just make sure, the outfit looked good. Like, I was playing a little bit too much for simply just the outfit, but I do eventually go over and fix it all. Maybe. I'm hoping I do. But, yeah, this is just me playing with what I need to be playing with, making sure that it looks good enough to be considered a piece of clothing. This is me start working on the shoes finally. Now, I did the shoes super basic. You weren't really going to see the shoes if I didn't show this right here. You wouldn't see the VTuber shoes, you wouldn't see anything like that. You would just see the hips and up. So, you got something to say about it, ignore it, go to bed, leave it alone. That was me playing with the canvas tilt. I don't know, I'm so new to it that it just completely slipped my mind that people will be seeing this. Like I said before, even the mouth have to be different. I was not joking. Like, the different layers is the hollow of the mouth, the tongue, the teeth, and I'm working the blend of top lip. It's super duper hard. And then I had to work equally amount as hard to make sure there's a bottom lip for it. I don't think it turned out good. Maybe I might have forgot. Have to go over and check, or maybe I might go over and check. I don't know how it turned out, actually. That might be something I'll definitely have to go back and see. But yeah, this is definitely, a whole bunch of fixing, a whole bunch of working. It definitely took a while, but I was super duper happy with it, that I wasn't, dying. But overall, I was able to add the accessories like the little pearl belt, just shade a little bit of that in, which is super duper fun, super duper easy. not too hard wrecking or stuff like that, and I was able to get the pencil. Now, I did change the shape of the pencil. It's not directly to my hip like a knife. It's kind of dangling off like a cute little accessory. So I was able to do that. And then after that, I was able to export this as a PSD file. Now that's super duper important. Make sure it is in PSD file. Anything else will probably not work in Live 2D. So this is just me making sure that you know. Make sure that looks good. Alright, after a few hours of rigging, this is what I came up with. So this is a little VTuber I created. I made sure to add cute little hair physics, so tell me what you think in the comments below. Isn't she just super cute? Alright, that's going to be it for my VTuber video. If you want to say, please comment down below. And if you don't see, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.